Hi everyone, it's Shar and welcome back to my channel. This is the first time I'm doing a creative sim in a really long time and the first time that I am actually doing a sim self. I don't know what my screen is doing here with these black flashes, but just ignore it because we're here to chat. I want to give you all some life updates and share what has been on my mind and perhaps why uploads have been a little bit slower on my channel. So your girl's been having a full-on existential crisis. I've come to a lot of realizations in my life about what I do and don't want and how I have been subconsciously conforming to the one idea of a quote-unquote good life, right? What we're often told success looks like and what we should be aspiring to at certain phases in our lives. Now, I will be 28 years old this year, and of course that comes with a lot of thought for what I want to be next. But the main thing that has been on my mind is identity. So if you are not new here, then you know that I am bisexual, but I am also demi-romantic. What that means for me is that I don't experience romantic attraction unless there is a deep emotional connection there, i.e., I have no desire at all to be in a relationship, and I would only ever feel those romantic feelings if I had that emotional connection with someone. I don't get crushes. I can't go on dates and think I like this person. Trust me, I've tried. It just does not work like that for me. I can feel and experience sexual attraction, aesthetic attraction, and even sensual attraction, but romantic attraction is just not something that happens for me unless I have known the person for a very long time. Because of how I experience my demi-romanticism, I have acknowledged and accepted that I just don't understand relationships or the desire to be in a relationship. It's not something that I ever have the urge to get into. It's something that if it happens, it happens, but it's not something that I aspire to. It's not something that I would seek out. And take this with a grain of salt because I'm trying to express this in the way that's accurate for me. I don't feel romantic attraction until I do. I don't have romantic desire until I do. And that only ever happens when I have that deep emotional connection with something. But it's not something that I ever really feel the urge to go and seek out. And I've acknowledged that what that might mean for me is that I don't dream of marriage. I don't dream of children. And something that's often pushed to people is that the next thing you should be aspiring to, especially as you get to your 30s and your 40s in some cases, is you should aspire to marriage. You should aspire to children. Those are your next steps. That's what's going to make you happy. That's what you have to look forward to. But that's not something that I want. I don't dream of marriage. I don't dream of children. And this has led me to think about, well, if that's not my next milestone, if that's not what I have to look forward to, then what is it that I want? What does the rest of my life look like? And life is terribly and insufferably long sometimes, which sounds so dark and so morbid, but it is how I'm feeling in this moment of what do I have to look forward to as someone who is on the aromantic spectrum and does not fit with this dream that has always been shoved down my throat of you aspire to marriage, you aspire to children. That's not something that I want. So what does the rest of my life look like? In addition to that, I am thinking about my career and where I'm at in my career and recognizing that there are aspects of it that I enjoy, but this is not my dream job. I am not happy in my work. I'm not happy in my field, and I want to pivot fields entirely. Now, that's great if I knew what field I wanted to go into after this, but I don't. I don't have an idea of what I want to do after this. I don't know what job would make me happy. That comes to my third point of I don't dream of labor. I don't dream of work. And what are we told? Family, marriage, children, job. That is what you look forward to. And when you remove those things from your life, what else do you aspire to? What else do you aim for? How else do you add meaning and new experience into your life when the thing that you've always been conditioned to want is not actually what you want? So that's a very deep conversation. It's the honest truth of what has been on my mind and what I've been thinking about for the past several months. And I am naming this video Redefining Happily Ever After because that's where I'm at in this point. I think I've reached reached a point where sometimes you just need to take a calculated risk. And there's a difference between being reckless and taking a calculated risk, but you have no control over what that outcome is going to look like. So when I was making my sim self in The Sims, I did so with the full intention of creating a mini series, because it was really important for me to show a different version of happily ever after, especially because I play legacy style and playing challenges, and almost every single generation ends with marriage and children, or marriage, divorce, and then children in the case of my gameplay. But I wanted to showcase a different narrative of some people do their dream lives or their dream life in The Sims, and it involves a partner and children and marriage, which is great because of course that's that person's individual dream life. If that's what you aspire to, if that's a desire of yours, if that's what you want, that's great. That's also the narrative that is often pushed as the only example of love and happiness and joy. As someone who is on the aromantic spectrum, it can be really difficult and heartbreaking to hear how people disregard this, because often the worst case scenario, right, is that's why you're going to die alone. Who said that had to be a bad thing? And who said that I'm going to die alone because I'm choosing to not be in a romantic relationship? There are other ways to form meaningful connections and relationships with other people. With that said, I still have 2 active and running series on my channel. This would be a mini series, just more so for my own mental health, but also to show a different narrative of what life might look like if you chose not to be in a relationship. If you also don't aspire to love and marriage and children and the most high-paying career that you can get, if you don't dream of labor, what does life look like? And this sounds so odd, but so many people do play The Sims to play out their deepest desires, to play out their life, just to have fun with the game. So this might end up being something that I do in my own personal time, unless you all tell me in the comments if you're interested in seeing this version of my dream life and what that looks like for me as a demi-romantic person, and what that looks like for me as a woman who does not want children and who does not aspire to labor. With that said, this is my sim self, and I was thinking about why she never exactly looks like me each time I make her, and I think it's because my features are not this symmetrical. In The Sims, people's faces are always very, very symmetrical. That is not what most human beings' faces look like, and that's not what my face looks like. But I also go back and change this Sims eye shape a little bit, because I do have almond-shaped eyes. They're just a little bit smaller than this, so I do change it up a little bit. But this is the closest approximation that I could get to my Sim self, and you can see I spent so much time on her, especially on her hair, because this is my natural hair texture right now, and the one you're seeing on the thumbnail, but it's hard to get that exact texture in various hairstyles, and there's no way I would ever wear my hair down. Plus my hair is not that long, and in The Sims it clips with the boobs, so I really struggled with her hair. But I wanted to make sure that she had different hairstyles, because hair is so important to me in my own life. It requires a lot of maintenance, a lot of upkeep, and it's just something that I spend a lot of time on, so I wanted to make sure it was on there. And I also made sure to stay true to my own aesthetic, because I'm a basic ass bitch, and let me tell you, I don't care about what shoes are on my feet, which yes means that I walk outside looking ridiculous most of the time. But let me know if you do want this to become a mini series, if you want to see this new version or this redefined version of what happily ever after could look like. Just see me try to disrupt the narrative that there is only one version of happily ever after, and that's what we should aspire to, because your girl doesn't want kids, and I keep saying this, I don't want marriage. And it's sometimes hard to move through life watching your close family, your friends, your circle, just people around you move into that phase of their life, and know that you won't ever be in that phase of your life, because that's not something that you desire. Now, I'm all for women being able to change their minds. So if that is something that does happen in the future, well, good for that version of me. I'm happy that she found someone that did spark that romantic feeling for her, because I've only ever had that happen to me once and it did not work out. With that said, we are coming to the end of this video. As always, I do hope that you enjoyed this little creative sim and getting to see my sim self. It's funny because you don't actually see me, so you don't know how close I am to my sim self, but I think this is a pretty accurate representation. Just my face is not that symmetrical, but these are the majority of my features, and I made sure to stay true to my actual aspirations, which I would say are materialistic, lazy, and creative, because your girl is hella lazy in some ways. And I wish there was a self-love aspiration, because ultimately I am looking to find self-love and inner peace, but not in the way that it exists in the game. And I made sure to include my important likes and dislikes, and I just randomized my last name because y'all don't need to know what my last name is. So this is the final version of my sim self and all of her beautiful glory, with her basic ass Crocs equivalent that I wear pretty much every day. And you can see I tried to get that curl and wave into my hair as often as possible, but sometimes I do straighten my hair. Anyway, this is the version of me. I hope that you really enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for watching as we scroll through the final outfits that my sim self is wearing. Again, please do let me know in the comments below if you want to see this, my dream life in The Sims, but I don't dream of marriage, children, or a career. Just let me know. Otherwise, I will be playing this on my own. If I do end up playing it on the channel, it'll be a little bit more chaotic than my other series, just because I will be playing as I would be living my real life, which means we're having base mental drugs in this game. We are going to not include in my like family gameplay, because this is not going to be family gameplay. It's going to be me living my best single life. So as always, thank you so much for watching this video. I just forgot to put on my tattoo on, and I am going to catch you in my next video. Bye everyone.